All right, thank you guys. Happy Thursday to you. Got ourselves a kind of a shorter, modified slate of NBA action here today. And if you really end up enjoying this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up by smashing that like button. And if you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please feel free to do that right now as well. I greatly appreciate it. Well, that's it, guys. We got to get into some action here. Once again, kind of a more modified slate, only 4 games. But our first game here is queued up, ready to go, on the big screen behind me. So let's go ahead and dive into it. The Rockets take on the Blazers, 7:30 p.m. Eastern tip-off in Houston. Now, the Rockets are the 5-point favorite at home. Total's 228 flat. And if you like the Blazers in an upset on the road here, they're plus $1.65 on the money line. Now, we're 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. We also won 5 out of our last 6 daily best plays in that same category. And, well, if you want to access today's daily best play, it's only going to cost you just $1.99 when you click the link in the description section below. Now, we currently have a community of over 1,175 paid members who are signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, the Blazers are still going to work without the services of Joseph Nurkic, CJ McCollum, and Zach Collins. Also, Robert Covington, Big Shot Bobby, Robert Covington. He's also sitting this one out here tonight as well. Having said that, though, we are still looking at a Portland team who's won 4 of 6 on the road this season, and they do rank in the top 10 defensively in fourth quarter points allowed on the road. Portland's also 4-2 against the spread in their 6 road games, and they're led by Damian Lillard, who's scoring 29 points a game along with 5 rebounds and 7 assists. Now, Carmelo Anthony is also scoring 13 points a game off the bench along with 3 rebounds. They're taking on a Houston team who, in my opinion, just isn't good enough right now to be laying 5 points really in any type of spot. And despite winning their last 3 straight, Houston still failed to cover the point spread in 5 out of their last 8. Now, the Rockets are in the bottom 5 in defensive rebounding. They're also in the bottom 5 in shooting the 3 ball at home. And when it comes to the total in this one, 3 out of Houston's last 4 stayed under the line. They also went 80% to the under in their last 10. The Rockets, on the other side of things, they are officially 7-1 to the under at the Toyota Center. What am I trying to say? Oh, these two teams saw 7 out of their last 10 meetings stay under the total themselves. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the underdog Portland Trailblazers plus 5 in the under 228. And guys, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick time out and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for Thursday's NBA action. Once again, happy Thursday to you guys. The weekend is right around the corner. And as always, every Thursday I say, for some of you, the weekend starts now. You might already plan on getting the sniffles tomorrow. But anyway, before we dive into some more free content, I just have to quickly remind you once again that we are 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays on patreon.com/BrockPage. We're also 5-1 in our last 6 daily best plays in that same category. And you can actually unlock today's daily best play for just $1.99 when you click the link in the description section below. And just remember, guys, when you sign up for a membership on Patreon, you're going to get access to all the lesser expensive memberships absolutely free. So once again, when you sign up for one of my memberships on Patreon, you're going to instantly get access to all the lesser expensive tiers absolutely free. The cheaper memberships are included with your purchase. And for those who are wondering what the difference is between my free picks here on YouTube and my Patreon site, well, what I do on Patreon is I make life a lot easier for you as I break down the daily card and focus in on just 4 to 5 premium selections per day. They're my personal plays, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, I'm having a lot more success wagering on games that way in smaller sample sizes versus, firing on every single game on the slate, side and total like I do with my free leans here on YouTube. Now, guys, real quick, we currently have a community of over 1,175 paid members who are signed up and active on that site. And if you want to join those folks and get in on the action, I'd love to have you. I strongly recommend it. And the link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. Moving on, guys, we got 3 more games to cover here, so let's go ahead and get to it. Our next matchup, it is going to be Lakers versus the Pistons. 8 p.m. Eastern start time in Detroit. Now, the Lakers are the 10-point favorite on the road here. Second of a back-to-back, too. Big number. Totals 217.5. Now, the Lakers, like I just said, they just played last night against Philly, and that was a 1-point loss where they were held to just 106 total points. The Lakers have failed to cover the number in their last 2 straight, and they also find themselves just 2-6 against the number in their last 8 meetings with Detroit. LA's in the bottom 5 in the NBA in third quarter scoring on the road. Now, Kostas Antetokounmpo and Jared Dudley, they're both questionable for tonight's action. Now, they're taking on a Detroit squad who, despite being pretty terrible this season straight up, they've done a pretty fine job covering the number in many different spots. Now, the Pistons covered in 2 out of their last 3 ball games. They're also 60% against the number in their last 10. Now, the Pistons have also successfully covered the number in 60% of their home games this season. Detroit's allowing just 109 points a night on their home court, playing very good defensively at home, and they also rank in the top 10 in the NBA in free throw percentage. Now, Jeremy Grant is scoring nearly 25 points a game for the Pistons, 6 rebounds and 3 assists for the 6'8" forward. Meanwhile, Derrick Rose, that's right, he's still in the league. He's still playing. Derrick Rose, he's averaging 15 a night himself, along with a couple of rebounds and 5 assists. Detroit's in the top 3 in the NBA defensively in fourth quarter points allowed, really locking it down late in games. Now, total-wise, Detroit saw 60% of their home games stay under the posted total, 73% to the under in their last 10 meetings with the Lakers. Meanwhile, LA, on the other side of things, they are 6-3 to the under in their last 9 themselves, 7-2 to the under when they travel this season. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Detroit Pistons plus 10, keeping this one close, and the under 217.5. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Clippers versus the Heat, 8 p.m. Eastern start time in Miami. Now, the Heat's minus 4.5 at home, totals 216 flat. The Heat's in the top 3 in offensive field goal percentage at home, top 10 in free throw percentage. Bam Adebayo scoring nearly 21 points a game, 9 rebounds and 6 assists for the 6'9" center. Meanwhile, Duncan Robinson scoring 14 a game himself, along with 4 rebounds and a couple assists. Miami's in the top 10 in defensive rebounding, and they make nearly 40% of their 3 balls at the American Airlines Arena. Now, make no mistake, the Heat's roster is fairly depleted right now. Butler, Hero, Dragic, Silva, Leonard, and Harkless, they're all listed on the injury report. So you got to keep an eye on these guys if you're looking to fire on Miami in this one. But they are taking on a Clipper team who's got a slew of their stars on the injury report as well. We're looking at Beverly, Leonard, and Paul George. They're all sitting this one out here tonight. You're not going to see these guys in action. Now, the Clippers have actually failed to cover the point spread in their last 2 straight, and they find themselves in the bottom 3 in the NBA in offensive rebounding on the road. LA also finds themselves in the bottom 10 in the association in defensive field goal percentage as well. And when it comes to the total on this one, I actually think it's going to be the defenses who are impacted the most through these injuries and whatnot. We're probably, I don't know, in my opinion, going to see some more scoring. Once again, the defenses, I think, are going to be the most impacted. And the Clippers actually saw 5 out of their last 8 get over the posted total. Miami's 60% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Miami Heat minus 4.5 and the over 216. And with that, guys, we are going to dive into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Warriors versus the Suns, 10 p.m. Eastern tip-off in the desert. The Phoenix Suns are minus 2 at home with the total at 219.5. And if you like the Warriors in a slight upset away from home here, they're plus $1 to win this one outright for some money line cash. Now, the Warriors are on a 2-game winning streak, 4-2 straight up in their last 6. Golden State is in the top 3 in the association in defensive field goal percentage, and they also lead the NBA in fourth quarter scoring on the road. Steph Curry is dropping 28 a game along with 6 boards and 6 assists. Meanwhile, Andrew Wiggins is scoring 18 points a night himself, 5 rebounds and a couple assists for the 6'7" forward. They're taking on a Phoenix team who may have to go to work again tonight without Devin Booker, along with Dario Saric as well. Cameron Payne and Damian Jones are also on the injury report as well. So you got a couple key guys here for the Suns who are banged up. The Suns are also currently on a 3-game losing streak, and they also dropped 5 out of their last 6. Phoenix is just 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 ball games, and they also rank dead last in the NBA in offensive rebounding. Now, total-wise, 2 out of the Suns' last 3 ball games got over the number, 4-3 to the over in their last 7 at home. Meanwhile, the Warriors saw their last 4 straight outings get over the line themselves. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Golden State Warriors +2 and the over 219.5. And with that, guys, we are going to dive into our quick pick recap, once again brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we are 3-0 in our last 3 daily best plays on that site. 5-1 straight up in our last 6 picks in that same category. I like the Blazers +5 under 228. I also like the Pistons +10 under 217.5. I'm leaning toward the Miami Heat -4.5 over 216. And before I go ahead and give you this next and final game for the show, one final reminder that you can access today's daily best play on Patreon for just $1.99 by clicking the link in the description section below. Please feel free to smash the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video. You can also hit that subscribe button right now if you haven't done so already. I'm going to lean toward the Golden State Warriors +2 and the over 219.5. And with that, guys, we are going to dive into some shout-outs from our top 10 commenters over the past couple of days or so. Shout out to Steph Brasco, Sylvia Abascal Ortega. Shout out to Worthmore Investing, DJ Wavy, Aimbot Tran, Keelan 1982, Adrian Reyes, Damon Rhodes. Shout out to Yeet XI. And last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to Mac Lovin. Or is that McLovin? I don't know. But what's that movie, McLovin? That's Pineapple Express, I think, right? Or, no, Superbad, that's right. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. Hey, guys, real quick, if you guys end up deciding to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that for that package. Also, keep in mind if you end up getting a membership here today, all the cheaper tiers are included with your purchase. So, for example, if you decide to get the $4.99 package here today, all the cheaper memberships are included with your purchase. So just keep that in mind. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Thursday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.